On my way here today, I found out, or I heard a story about a kid who didn't want to go on a mosque visit with his school, and was suspended from school for a week for this reason. We had someone who was going to come here and speak to us today who can't because they're afraid of losing their job. I had several people, as I always do, write to me this week and say, I would love to come along, I agree with everything you say, but if anyone finds out, I will lose my job. So the fact that you're here, the fact that every small bit of resistance we can show to this thing, congratulations, congratulations. I really mean it. History is being made today, all over the world. This thing is real. This thing is real. ISIS is real, Saudi Arabia is real, Sharia is real. It's as brutal as they tell us it is. And it's coming. It really is coming. So when history records this mess, you will be the heroes. You will be the initial ones who stood up and said, I'm not listening to this nonsense and this propaganda. History will record you as heroes. So thank you. This is a really, really important issue. And before the loony left took over and hijacked and destroyed feminism, it really did some wonderful things. There's a statue of Emmeline Pankhurst over there, a woman who today's feminists are not fit to clean her shoes. These were real feminists. They fought. These were women who fought for a very clear purpose. They fought so that we could vote, and then once we could vote, all these other rights followed. I don't want this alien, and it is alien, ideology coming in here, coming to Europe, and trouncing on the achievements of everyone who has gone before us. We are today, all of us are standing on the shoulders of giants. But the women who are standing here, the women who are free to speak, the women who have their own opinions and their own lives and they're not property, are standing on the shoulders of Emmeline Pankhurst and the suffragettes and the factory workers in Essex who demanded the same money for the same work. This was real achievement. Real democracy was being achieved. And now we have Sharia law. Now we have FGM. Now we have forced marriage and child marriage, and nothing whatsoever is done about it. What does this tell us about the state of women's rights in the UK today when we allow forced marriage and, of course, honour violence? When we allow this, what does it say about the state of women's rights in the UK? And how safe are we? As a woman, I don't particularly feel very safe. I don't particularly feel that my rights are safe, because along came this thing, which is medieval view towards women, and they're just letting it be. So what happens when the next threat to women comes? What happens when they start demanding restrictions on all women? And it isn't just Muslim women who will suffer Islam. Did anyone see Sadiq Khan's pro-EU rally where he had the women standing at the back? I mean, if you're not, people will tell you that this is a Muslim women's issue and Muslim women will fight their own issues. At the back of in that photograph, look carefully, the white women are standing at the back as well. This is not going to be an internal Muslim women's issue. This is everyone. And it's a poison to a society. If men hold violent dominion over women, it distorts and destroys the relationship between men and women. It distorts and destroys the relationship between mother and child. It's a poison. It's a poison. This attitude to women is a poison. And our leaders are importing it wholesale, unconditionally. Listen, and what do they do? You know, they know. If you look at Scandinavia and Germany, there's a new phenomenon in Germany now, which they've labelled woman hunting. which is groups of 20, 30 men going around, following women around and surrounding them and slapping them. And this is a new German phenomenon, apparently. Woman hunting, they've called it. You know, rape rates have exploded in Germany and in Sweden, and all our governments do in response is give them voluntary classes in how not to rape the women of the society. And these classes are voluntary, remember, so the men who need them least are the ones who are getting them. If a guy volunteers for a how not to rape women class, he's probably not going to rape women in the first place. At the very, I mean, how there is no greater insult to a country's women, to a country's people, than to have masses of men coming into your country that you feel you have to give "don't rape our women" classes to, and just keep letting them come. This danger to women will drive European women back into the shadows. It really will, it already is. The response to this is not going to be, let's get tough on migrant rapists. It's going to be, let's put women inside. It's the only way to keep them safe. That's why Muslim women are treated like this in Muslim societies. It's to keep the women in their place. It's to keep them so afraid that they don't want to go out. This is already happening. What did the mayor of Cologne say? A code of conduct for women. This was her response. Thousands of her own women were sexually harassed all over the country that night, and the response was a code of conduct for women. This will be the norm. In Sweden it was the same. A small town in Sweden was so afraid of rape it wouldn't have its annual turning off its lights thing. They turn off their lights for an hour a year, and they wouldn't do it because they were afraid the rape rates would go up during that hour. This is a small town in rural Sweden. And their response is what? Women should stay inside. That's the purpose of it. And that's what's coming for European women, because they're not going to close the borders. They're not going to close the borders. And this isn't just Merkel. Merkel will be replaced by another one. She's just the German cog in this wheel. This is the EU, which wants rid of old Europe and is unleashing real horrors onto its people to do it. I protest. I object. They have taken a massive syringe full of misogyny and injected it into Europe, and we have to stop it. We have to stop it. Look at us. Look at us. A small little group. But like I said to you at the start, you're the ones that will be recorded as heroes. Because I promise you this isn't going anywhere. It's going to get worse and worse. We have to tell them. We have to tell them we ain't having it.